Hello everyone and welcome to my review for Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 125. Before I get into today's video, I'd like to say that yesterday I appeared on a live stream on a YouTuber's channel named Griever. Griever's a pretty cool guy. He does very similar content to what I do. He does a lot of anime and manga stuff, and he's one of the few other YouTubers out there that talk about Shumatsu no Valkyrie. So yesterday I appeared on a live stream with him. It was about 3 hours long. I showed up like 45 minutes in, and it was great. We had a really interesting, in-depth conversation. We went over a lot of things. I think the most interesting part was where we talked about the current Shonen Jump manga industry, and sort of what exactly the future of that is, and the mindset of people that read Shonen Jump, and how that varies from generation to generation of people who read manga. So if you're interested in that, I'm going to link the live stream in the description below. I would highly suggest you check out Griever's channel. Once again, he's a cool guy. And if you like Shumatsu no Valkyrie, he's one of the few other people that do videos on it. So, with that out of the way, Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 125. The vast majority of this chapter is pretty much a Nobara backstory. We get to meet a young Nobara, who I have to say, little Nobara is adorable. She's so fucking cute. So we meet Nobara and her friend Fumi, and most of the backstory is actually from the perspective of Fumi, who's sort of describing Nobara's childhood from a outside perspective, from another person watching her. And we learn about how they met this older girl in their village named Sayori, and this was the person that Nobara pretty much latched herself onto. It seems like Nobara really hated living in a village in the countryside because everyone knew each other, and she felt like she didn't really have privacy. Fumi describes how she didn't really get this until one day some old woman from the village showed up and brought, like, food to celebrate her womanhood. So it's like, yeah, I wouldn't be a big fan of that kind of stuff either. And it seemed like Sayori was basically like this safe haven for Nobara, where she could get away from the extremely tight-knit, I'm sure in her opinion, invasive community, and just sort of be away from all that and have like her own thing going on there. And of course when Sayori moved away, apparently because the people in the village were like really hating on her family, like graffitiing and dumping all of the snow in front of her house, and they moved away because of that. It seems like that may have been what made Nobara want to eventually move away. And when she does, she tells Fumi that she wants to meet up, all three of them again. And we actually get to see Sayori in the present, and she seems to work at like she works some kind of office job. I can't quite tell what it is that she does. Maybe like a magazine company or something, I don't know. And they're talking about Shibuya. So this is happening like right now, concurrent to the events of the Shibuya incident. And she's talking about how she met these much younger kids than her, and that she kind of like played up a little bit of an act for them and never really kept touch with them after the fact. She never thought to give them like her contact information or something. And she wonders how they're doing now. Now, there's one other thing that she talks about, and I'm going to get into this when I'm done talking about the content of the chapter itself, which is very interesting, and that's in reference to her mom. But the end of the chapter is Nobara thinking to herself about how she thought that crazy people, like the people that lived in the village, she thought they were crazy, how they're loud, and it seems like they're everywhere, and how she thought they easily step on other people's lives. But she was wrong, and we see her thinking about all of the other people that she met at Jujutsu High, and she apologizes to Fumi for not being able to keep her promise. And we see on the last page of the chapter, Nobara says it wasn't too bad. And the left side of her face, where Mahito touched her, is getting all like fucked up, and then it explodes. Like the left side of her face just exploded. So, I was feeling some things going through this chapter. The stuff where she's like surrounded by chairs, and I guess all of the people that she met are in these chairs. That's like some I'm about to die life flashing before my eyes type stuff there. So that makes me really fucking concerned. That makes me really worried. It seems like Nobara died. Like her saying, hey Itadori, tell everyone it wasn't so bad. That's like last word shit. So, is Nobara dead? It's a possibility. If Nobara dies, this would be insane. This would be fucking, like, world-shattering stuff to have a member of the main three be killed off within the first 150 chapters. For a series that's presumably going to be going on for a longer time than this. I know we people who've been reading Chainsaw Man are like, oh yeah, killing off main characters? Yeah, what about it? But that would be fucking insane if Nobara does die here, especially considering that she's just been introduced in the anime. I'll talk a little bit about the anime also at the end of this video, when I'm done talking about all the manga stuff. Talk about fucking timing. So, one possibility is that Nobara is actually dead, which would suck. It would be the fourth time that we've had a major character death, and the third time that Yuji has seen someone be killed in front of him by fucking Mahito. Man, I timed that Mahito video perfectly. Just came out with that last week. You should check that out, by the way, if you haven't. As I described in that video, Mahito is the why we can't have any nice things character, and that he's always the one that fucking takes away the nice things. Took away Junpei, Mekamaru, Nanami, and now possibly Nobara. Now, I say possibly because I mean, like, her entire head didn't explode. It's just the left side of her face. Which is still, like, bad. Like, her fucking eye blew out. She could be dead, but this is a manga, of course. So, it's also very possible that Nobara does not die from this and is just severely injured and could learn some new technique. She could learn to do reversed curse energy and heal herself, though I'm pretty sure that reversed curse technique does not work on victims of vital transfiguration because it's shaping the contours of the soul, which normal cursed energy really can't influence. It can just affect the physical body, so this is probably permanent. But who knows? Nobara could get like a cute eye patch or whatever. It'll be fine, hopefully. She could also learn, I don't know, a new technique. She could learn a domain expansion, possibly. We'll have to see. Because, I mean, this is one of those chapter endings where you're like, oh, what the fuck is happening? What could possibly happen next week? I don't know. Fortunately, it seems like the next chapter comes out on Friday. So we get an early chapter this week, which is nice. Comes out same day as the new anime episode. Isn't that convenient? So this is just another reason Mahito's gotta fucking die. Again, I don't think he's gonna die until the end of the series. I don't think Shibuya is the end of the series. There's still a bunch of stuff that there's left to do. This is just the beginning. If anything, this is like the end of the first act of the season, or the series. But we're gonna have to add that to the list of another reason Mahito's gotta fucking die. It's also probably safe to assume that Yuji will probably learn something from this. I'm sure he'll get some sort of new technique of some kind, maybe unlock some of that Sukuna power like Gojo thought he may eventually be able to do. Who knows? Now, the thing I wanted to talk about in regards to, like, theorizing is that Sayori talks about having moved to the boonies when she was in her second year of middle school because her mom was into organic stuff and spirituality, and that she's got quite the personality. And they were living in, like, a big, rich house, so presumably they have a lot of money. Now, I don't know about you guys, but Sayori, at least in the backstory, looks a lot like Yuki, the other special grade sorcerer, who we haven't really learned much about, and we've only seen her in backstories. That's certainly a possibility. It would be very interesting if she was actually her mom. And her being a sorcerer may be part of the reason why everyone wanted to get her out of town. As we've seen with Ghetto's backstory, the people that live in the countryside, they don't like that sorcerer bullshit. They're very not cool with it. So that could be interesting if that is actually what happens. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have left to say about this chapter. I'm going to talk a little bit about the anime now. So if you're not interested in that, I guess this is probably where you should leave the video. So we got the second episode of the anime on Friday. The fight scene between Gojo and Sukuna was fucking awesome. Oh man, it was so good. God, if this gets given to a different studio next season, I'm gonna fucking jump off a bridge. That'll be terrible if that happens. Mappa's doing an amazing job. Especially with the camera work and stuff. It's just fantastic. Also, Lost in Paradise is an amazing ending. Holy shit. I have never liked an anime ED more than the opening. That is unbelievable. Such a bop. I highly suggest listening to it in full. It's great. Now, having seen 2.5 episodes, because Crunchyroll released basically the entire first half of episode 3 for like a day. It may still be up at the time of uploading this video. And I have to say, it's doing a really good job. And knowing what we're going to get this season, we're going to get Unlimited Void or Immeasurable Void. Oh god, I'm conforming to the Viz translation. What a poor showing of my character. We'll get Immeasurable Void, we're going to get the fights with Maido, we're going to get the Goodwill event. With the way that the adaptation has been going so far, we're going to have an Anime of the Year contender. I know there have been a lot of grifters, a lot of the big anime channels where they haven't read the manga and they just see this thing that's like well animated and they see that the manga community is hyped about it and they see the first episode, haven't read the manga, they just watched the first episode and they're like, damn guys, looks like we've got Anime of the Year here. Those people are annoying. But we enlightened people, we who have read the manga, so we know what's coming up. We know there is big hype shit coming up in this season. Seeing how well Mappa has been adapting just the stuff that has happened so far in the first 3 chapters, it's going to be an Anime of the Year contender. I don't know what to tell you. Everyone's going to want to fuck Gojo. Everyone already wants to fuck Gojo. There's going to be so many fan cams. It'll be unbelievable. I can't wait. So it's looking like we've been done justice with this Jujutsu Kaisen anime. And I'll have these little updates every week talking about each episode. I have a feeling we're going to get a Demon Slayer moment. We're going to get a Demon Slayer episode 19 moment with episode, I'm thinking 6 or 7. Whenever Immeasurable Void happens. When the fight between Gojo and Jogo happens. Which is like, still one of the craziest fucking sequences in the entire series. Still. That shit's gonna blow up. That's when we're gonna have the moment. So, I'm very much looking forward to that. But yeah. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I do Jujutsu Kaisen chapter reviews every week, and I'm doing Jujutsu Kaisen character reviews every other week on Tuesdays. So, if you're into those, you should definitely like, subscribe, click that notification bell so that you don't miss anything. If you enjoy other series such as Record of Ragnarok, Chainsaw Man, and Kengan Omega, I do videos on those series as well, so if you're interested in those, you should definitely check out my channel. If you enjoy discussing Jujutsu Kaisen with other people, or you just enjoy the content I produce on this channel, I'd highly suggest you check out my Discord server. I have a link to it on my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around.